I woke up feeling like some sort of king. Woke up feeling like I'm about to be pristine. I said I woke up feeling sleepy as hell in the kingdom. I said I woke up trying to be the master of my kingdom. Well, I'm moving one way back, feeling like a king. And when I move way back to wherever I love to dream of. I just can't get enough of the life that I deserve to have. And then I say, what's up to my boy the Red Dragon Emperor Ash? Let's get it. Cause I'm a ball out on this Friday night while I'm feeling clean and pristine. And then I talk a bit again cause I'm really so sleepy. It's been a long work week. It's been a long work week. It's been a long ass motherfucking work week. Oh, I just realized the light ain't on. When I cut on the light on. There we go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the Insane Game Free. Gang, what's up, boys? It's your boy, the Insane Game Free. It's a Friday night, and I ain't got nothing I need to specifically talk about. I better only be right if I can't talk. I can't go out. What's up, boom? What's up, M87? Boom. What's up, fellas? How we doing? How we doing? How are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope everything's fine. I hope everything's pristine. I hope you're doing all right. I don't really have a topic, but I figured I guess we should talk. Well, to give some quick context, it is Friday night. This is the next week is Turkey Day and Black Friday, although I think you can go ahead and shop a bunch of different deals at different websites now. But the point is, I am on break starting today until not this week, but the week after next is when I come back from break. So I'm chilling for a week. And I know I want to do more game streams. Maybe edit some videos for the holidays because we both know that holiday AdSense is crazy. And just enjoy and relax, man. The worst thing about cold weather is that cold weather makes you not want to do anything productive because it's cold. That's usually the trade-off between cold and hot. Hot weather is uncomfortable and people hate it. But cold weather can make you extremely relaxed and sleepy. And in some ways, it's like the best pacifier. So yes, I have Cellar Blade. As you saw from the other stream, I do have a PS5. That will not be a stream though. That'll more than likely just be me playing that on my own time. One, because I would have to put it over here where my streaming stuff is, which I would only barely have room to do. And then two, I would have to take it away from my entertainment system, and I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to enjoy the game on my own time. And the Xbox and the PS, the Xbox and the Switch will be my main stream platforms, and then we'll see what happens with the Switch too. But I guess the question would be for you guys is any Black Friday plans? Anything you guys are trying to buy or want to buy for Black Friday? I'm trying to think of topics because I can think of topics all day. But it's gotta be worth going on a ramble about. So if there's anything you guys want me to discuss off the top of your domes, we can do that. The PS5 is mid. What's up with this aggression, Tyrone? It's also crazy because you're a PS5 owner, bro. Also, aren't you doing the roundtable tonight? We came over here. Tyrone came over here to get an idea for the roundtable. I know what's up. It's alright, bro. I got some bad news for you. I don't know what to talk about either. I'm freeballing like crazy. But I will say it is weird that this is the first generation. I have every console. I might need to get WD-40 for this chair, by the way. I barely noticed I got the 5. It feels so much like the 4. There's no difference. Tyrone Hayden. Tyrone is a proud owner. He's just, not as proud as you think he should be. The biggest issue with owning all 3 consoles is the issue I've always seen back during the Wii days, which is this: what do I buy this console for? Now, owning a Nintendo console with the other 2 was always okay because Nintendo had a completely different library in most cases. Literally the day I played it, I was like, okay, now what? Oh, that's also because I think the enjoyment of a console has changed from when you were a kid versus when you're an adult. See, as a child, the idea of having like a new anything is just cool and interesting and unique because it's new to, especially if you're like a tech head. Most kids were excited for a new DS or a Game Boy or a GameCube or an Xbox or PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 because it was just new stuff in the house and it created a completely new experience. The PS5, even though being a good piece of hardware, the experience isn't insanely different. Like, I think it was already been kind of touched upon. The gaming has had this like issue of diminishing returns where it feels like we get less now than what we used to, which is true. We do. We've lost more companies. Companies have made less games. I think every company across the board has made less games than they used to make. Even that includes the great mighty Nintendo. There are just less games. There are less newer titles being made. And we lost a bunch of companies that made titles that we fucking love. And so as a result, the excitement that you're supposed to feel about these consoles is completely different now. If anything, it's become more about the games and the consoles. Whereas like with some consoles, like for example, when I got the Wii for the first time, do you know how long I spent playing around with Wii Sports without actually buying a game? I think I spent like a good 6 to 12 hours just fucking around in Wii Sports. Wii Sports was just because, and it was like that, and then you were like experiencing the console and playing with everything. Like it was just a cool experience. Oh man, what does this do? Oh man, how does this work? You start inspecting it and shit. I did that with the DS when I first got the DS. Because every console felt like a different experience. The Game Boy Advance I got that for. I remember when I got the Game Boy Advance, and I was just ecstatic. Granted, because it was my second handheld, but also, and obviously because of Ruby and Sapphire. But like, it was just like, ooh, it's like a different shape. Even the PSPs have that kind of effect on me. Where even if I wasn't gonna spend the money for a PlayStation Portable, I would still look at the PSP and go, whoa, what's that? What's how the analog trigger was work? How does the buttons feel? Like it was like this childlike excitement. And then as we got more and more, into like newer consoles, we some things got homogenized. Like, hold on, I have kick guts on my fingers. But the controllers, for example, this is an Xbox Series X controller. This is a Nintendo Switch controller. They're almost the exact same layout now, except with the buttons the buttons are different, and obviously the branding. A PlayStation 5 aesthetically doesn't look that different. The Wii is a whole jump. We went from playing with a controller, then playing with a motion control, and it was crazy difference. Bro, what is the PS5? When I got the PS5, I was like, okay, what's different? Well, unfortunately, PlayStation has always been kind of the worst when it comes to that transition because PlayStation didn't do a lot to begin with. Like, if you look at the DualShock 3 to the DualShock 4, aesthetically, it doesn't look insanely different. Now, are there things different? Yes. Does it feel different? Yeah. But like it's not like the ooh and ahs of like, ooh, how does this controller work? Because we weren't getting anything different. Even the GameCube got that reaction from you probably because the GameCube's controller is a weird piece of technology. Whereas like all the DualShocks are just improvements on each other. Like, oh look, the DualShock 1 doesn't have any analog sticks. Then they got analog sticks. Then you got the DualShock 2 with the PlayStation 2. And you're like, oh cool. It's like it looks a little bit different. It's slightly improved. Then the PS3 version came out. Then the PS4 version came out. I think the PS5 version is probably the most different the DualShock has looked and felt. And even that isn't like crazy. Let's see. I don't get a special thing about a new console since probably the N64. To me, the best part of the PS5 is the controller. It vastly reduced loading times and the seamless transition to from PS4. Well, yeah, but that's also a different mindset. Like, the main selling point is to have the feedback from the triggers that I genuinely don't enjoy. Nah, like when we jumped from the PS1 to PS2, graphical jump was wild. Look at the Final Fantasy 9 to Final Fantasy 10. Well, yeah. I mean, now it's just more the difference in terms of graphics nowadays is more so in terms of how well you can get X amount of graphics to look. It's not that we can't hit these graphics, it's can we hit these graphics and be at a stable frame rate. And I think with PlayStation 5, from my understanding, most of those games are already at a lock 60. So now you're just looking at like pseudo 4K graphics, like 1440p or some shit, and then like from there, you're you're looking at like 1440p, borderline 4K type of graphics at like 60 frames. Essentially, we're just increasing the. Oh, that's not important. We're increasing the graphical output. Kind of hard to do that now because everything became more realistic. Well, that's a shift in the that's a shift in the industry. That's also because I think game designers got way more insecure about things that didn't matter. That you had to have a certain kind of game to look a certain type of way to get respected. That's why you had DOA do goofy shit like turn off the jiggle physics on default because you wanted Dead or Alive to be respected. And the irony is, the moment you try to get Dead or Alive to be respected as a fighting game, what happened? It didn't sell well at all, and now we don't know if we'll ever get another one. Well, no, that's what I said, Juice. I said pretty much the default now is like 60 FPS for all PS5 games. But the problem is that more so. Also, we also got to remember age plays a huge importance to it, but I also think consoles just look more unique. Now, a level of this is some level of Nintendo bias because Nintendo consoles have always been the most unique looking, all right? They've always been the most unique looking. PlayStation hasn't really strayed from a general design, but even then, there was still like a cool aesthetic difference. And I'll give Xbox Series X some credit. It's the first just a big black rectangular box that is different, even if it's not the coolest thing on the world. It's still, I guess, visually interesting to some degree. The PlayStation 5 with this whole like little, almost like an hourglass frame kind of design, I think is aesthetically pleasing, right? Also, hey, Sora-san, I still don't have any reason to buy a PlayStation 5. You, Terrell, since you now have a PS5, I mean, it depends on it really depends if you want to buy a PlayStation 5. A PlayStation 5 is not necessary, but is beneficial depending on what you want to play. Let's say you don't want to spend the money. Let's be real here. It still would cost more to build a PC from scratch, right? Like a PS5 is cheaper than a gaming PC. And to even the PS5 Pro is cheaper than a gaming PC. The problem is the PS5 Pro, I think, gets to the point where you feel like you're paying pseudo gaming PC-ish prices for a console experience. And someone has to look at the price proposition and be like, is it really worth spending all that money when I could just, at that point, I might as well just start investing in a PC. Yes, the PC is still more expensive, right? Don't ever get it twisted. But the higher, I will say the one thing I don't like about the PlayStation 5, I didn't realize until I got the disc version, because my sister had the digital version, so I never got to see what this was like. When you turn the PS5 sideways, which is the way I kind of like it, I prefer it on that configuration than on a stand. I think I like my Xbox Series X standing up, even though I think it has the ability to be turned sideways. But for my PS5, I like it to be turned sideways. I don't know why. I've always turned all my PlayStation consoles sideways. I don't really care for the vertical stand for PlayStation consoles. Don't know why. But the one thing that ticked me off is that I went to go put in the disc for Stellar Blade, and and so if it's sitting up on top and the disc part is on top, my brain goes, okay, I'm going to slide the disc in. Apparently, that is the wrong way you do it. The way you're supposed to do it is you essentially, from your perspective, you have to flip the disc upside down, because the orientation, which doesn't make sense to me, is that the drive is like, even if the drive is sitting on top of the PlayStation horizontally, it's almost like it needs to be the opposite. Like it feels like you have to flip it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me conceptually. It looks like it should be on top. So it it just messes with me. Because I feel like the disc should be on top. Actually, because it's on top on other consoles. I think that's the reason why. Most consoles, they put the disc drive above everything else. So it's weird that the way they want you to set it is upside down. At least in my perspective, it feels upside down. But that's just me. That's just me. That's an aesthetic thing for me personally. The disc needs to be label side up. Yeah, I know. I get it. It took me a minute. I think I put in Stellar Blade like 3 times and went, what the hell do I do wrong? No, that's just one thing. I haven't really played around with the console to really hate on anything else aesthetically. Watching Pokemon Rich's review guide plus eating. Wow, Richie, what is with all these references, man? Also, don't. It's funny that I'm 10 years removed from that Pokemon Best Wishes stuff, and it's still probably one of the biggest parts of this channel. It's always an interesting recollection, as to say, be paying respects to the goat. Thank you, Richie. Jesus Christ. It is funny that I'm like that far removed from it and still like one of the biggest aspects of the channel. Did you get Astrobot, Terrell? I have not bought anything else. I think my goal right now is I'm going to do Astro's Playroom because it comes with the console, and then do Stellar Blade, and then I'll go from that. I miss your black and white phase. No, you don't. I want y'all to understand something about my black and white phase. My black and white phase is when I got, did you even play a game yet? No, I did not play a game yet because, Juice, I work. And then I come home and then I stream. Like I don't, playing, I gotta grab Stellar Blade. Ball. I don't know why that entertained me as much. No, I haven't played a game yet. That'll probably happen this weekend. Now that I have free time. I have free time for a whole week. So I have time to play games. It's just, work week was just not the time for me to do it. What was I going to say though? No, but like y'all don't miss black and white phase me. I want y'all to understand something. And I actually get angry at me. I'm angry with myself to some extent because Best Wishes, when that came out, I think I didn't even own like an actual desktop computer. What I was using at the time was a laptop, I believe, because that was like 2010, 2009. I think we had a desktop computer that sucked, but I think I was able to get like this cool laptop that I did not take care of. I'm gonna just be real with you. I hate it. It's funny now because I get mad at teenagers who don't take care of their devices. And I know damn well when I was that age, I didn't take care of my device because I broke the hinges and didn't know how to fix it. And then the hard drive started dying. I'm just like, yeah, I need to figure this out. But also because at that time, I didn't have like money. I had enough to buy that laptop. And then eventually I did buy a desktop. I did buy like a Dell Inspiron and what was it, XPS? It's actually right here. I still have it. It actually still works. I used the heck out of this Dell for like years. It very much got the job done, and I was able to like add in graphics cards and stuff. I'm very happy with that Dell. That Dell kept me grinding, and it still works. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, Best Wishes me was rocking a laptop for like the first couple of years until I got that thing. I don't think I got that until 2012. So yeah, I was already like 2 years in the Best Wishes when I got that computer, and then I didn't do as much with it like I should have, which is always retrospect. By the way, I got 30th anniversary PS5 controller. Yeah, I saw it. Actually, wait, I always forget. Richie, you don't have a PlayStation 5 though. I don't know that I assumed that you used the classic desktop back in those days. No, because it was money. It was always a money thing. It's funny though. I think it was the money from Best Wishes is the reason why I was able to buy that desktop though. Back when ad revenue was crazy on YouTube, those reviews like the first couple of years of me doing those reviews were very financially successful. I remember paying off my car, my used car, not my new one because that one it was too late for that one. But I remember I paid off my used car with that money, and then I also had to pay some bills that weren't intended, and then I also bought that Dell. I remember this Dell cost like $1,000. And it still works, and it's from 2012, and it's, 12 years old? It still runs perfectly fine. But I knew it wasn't going to be able to hold up for the long run. And even the PC I'm currently using, which is from 2019, we're coming up on 5 years, still runs, nothing really intrinsically wrong with it, but I recognize that once again, I will say, this PC, the one I'm currently on the process of building, is very much like a me geeking out kind of project. Not a I need this project, just I just want to do it. Not that I need to. Hell, at some point once I finish this build, I might go back to this other PC and change the cooling out to water cooling. I was so paranoid of doing water cooling back in 2019, and now seeing how much everything is kind of evolved and progressed, I don't feel as insecure about it now. So I might take out the fan I have. By the way, the fan is cool, but the fan is also a bulky piece of shit. Like it's so big. But the Be Quiet brand, don't ever let them act like that brand is not its name. It has been great. For the 5 years I've had it running in this thing, I've had no issues with heat issues with my desktop. So yeah. Nice hollow in your shelf. Hello. Oh, I'm thinking HoloLive. I don't think that's what you mean though, Lightning. But no, what I want to do, natural air cooling is the way to go. Water always leaks no matter what. Yeah. But I think I'm I will say the all-in-one coolers I've seen have been pretty good, so we're gonna rock it. Hollow, Spice and Wolf. I don't have Hollow though. I don't have Spice and Wolf, Lightning. But yeah, I don't have Hollow unless I'm tripping. Are you talking about like that? That's not Hollow. That's Cat Planet Cuties. That's not Spice and Wolf. Or was it Absol? Oh no, I used to know what it was pronounced in Japanese. Absolbi no Yukio. Dang it, that may not be it. I personally will still fuck with air cooling more, but I'm curious how the water cooling bill will go for you. Doing it for my friend over the summer is what kind of sold me on it. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty consistently helpful. I think I might just rock this for a while. So I'm gonna try with that build. I mean, I'll still have my fan. I'm not gonna get rid of the fan. So if I ever need to switch it out, I can. But I just like the aesthetic. Not me just noticing the Georgia picture. Yeah, well, I just put it up. What was it? A couple days ago. It hasn't been up there much. That's the one Dean sent me as like a fixed version. Although if my nephew comes in here, I'm gonna have to put it higher. The problem is my nephew has gotten tall enough to where I think he can reach pretty much anything up on that third shelf. Third, maybe he might be able to reach stuff on the third shelf. Considering it's just a picture, he could easily grab that. So if he comes over here, I'm absolutely gonna have to put it on the top shelf. I know he's not that tall yet. Wait, he probably can reach that third shelf, which is dangerous because he's gonna be tall like his dad and his mother, which is actually kind of scary because my sister's tall for a girl. My sister's like a strong 5'6", which she was 5'6" when she was like in first grade. So imagine being a 7-year-old, 7 or 8-year-old at almost over 5 feet. You were, in some cases, she was taller than a bunch of different teachers. It's actually horrifying. Why is your sis in your home? Not my sis, my nephew. My nephew still comes to visit, guys. Nephew about to drop your ass. Don't put me out here like that, bro. If my nephew drops me, I need to just call it up. I need to be like, no. See, what's going to be the thing with him, and I've seen this happen with other uncles and their nephews, is that he'll be taller than me, but I'll outpower him. Like I'll have the muscle / weight advantage. And that'll only be relevant until he's like maybe 6. When he turns 16, I'm like, yeah, we can't box no more. Why? Because I'm getting old. Because when he turns 16, he's 4 now, that means 12 years from now. I will be 45. The only good news is by the time he turns 18, I'll still be in my 40s. Barely in my 40s, but I'll be in my 40s. I'll be like 40. He was born in 2020, so. But when he's 18, he'll be like 2038. And 2038 from now, it's like another 14 years. Yeah, I'll be like 47, 48. So, yeah. That's always inspiring. Realistically, as the older I get, I've learned the less I have the luxury to be as obnoxious as I am. The problem is I just can't be given. I can't be bothered to care. Okay, that's the problem. I'm the more free as an adult you become, the less you seem to care about social norms. The problem is it also creates a fucking disconnect, and it makes it seem like you don't understand how to deal with people. The sad reality in this particular situation is I know how to deal with people. I just don't care to show them that I can. Because sometimes looking like you're unstable is more beneficial. Because who the hell's trying to get harassed with questions? You know the one thing I was thinking the whole ride back to the house when I left my job today? I was just like, nobody call me. Please don't call me. Please don't call me. Please. Bro, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, please don't make me socialize with nobody else. Nobody better blow me up. And apparently, as I've been told numerous times, I am a good listener. When you're a good listener, motherfuckers want to talk. And really what that means is motherfuckers want to vent. That's why I think it's funny, because these are the same people who be like, yeah, we're friends. I'm like, I don't think I would use that term. You might use that term, but I wouldn't use that term. I have at least 2 or 3 people I know who call me their friend, and I don't genuinely think that's the right terminology. Especially when one of them has only known me for I guess the problem is, here's my thing, and I guess I'll ask this question for those of you. How many people at your jobs would you consider your friends? Like, how many people at your job or at your previous job would you consider your friend? Or how many of them considered you a friend? That's a better question. Because I have plenty of people who consider me a friend, and I don't think I believe in the same thought process, particularly because just because we're cool at a job does not make us friends. I've always been a firm believer in that. If I don't want to hang out with you outside of the job, then we are not friends. Like, that's how it is. If I only engage with you during the job and we never go out and do anything else, that's not friends. I'll give you an example. I have one friend who currently is a teacher, but I met him when I was working in the library. Now, he is absolutely my friend. But even when we worked in the library together, we would go out and do things after work. To me, if I like you enough to be around you after the work, after the job, that means I'm around you out of my own volition. Whereas if I'm around you at the job, it's because I have to be there for the job. It just so happens that you're a cool enough person to engage with while I'm at the job. But if I never want to hang out with you, or I don't make the effort to try to hang out with you outside of the job, that means ultimately we are not cool enough for me to think we're friends. And I think a lot of people get caught up in we worked together for like 6 years. Yeah, but did y'all hang out outside of the job? Because if you didn't, that means that y'all didn't like each other's presence enough. And it's not a him thing or a me thing. It's an us thing. Neither of us went through the effort to reach out to hang out outside of the job. Now they did reach out and you told them no, then yeah, that's on you at that point. That means you didn't want to engage. People love to throw that. You know why? Because people don't understand what friendship is. Like that's a very sad reality we live in. People don't understand how friendship works. People don't understand how friendship is, and so they take anything that seems relatively positive and they view that as a form of friendship. Like that's what it is. And those are people who just haven't had strong enough relationships in their lives, so they assume that me and you being friendly for X amount of time is what dictates a friendship. Time means nothing to me. There are people who you will be cool with for the whole duration of your job. You could have started that job in 2008 and quit in 2024, meaning you were at that job for 16 years. And if you quit that job and y'all don't ever talk again, that means that the only reason why we were cool is because we just happened to be at the same place and we got along well enough. All right. But if I don't want to hang out with you outside of the job, then yeah, we're not friends. That's always been my rule. And the two people who call me their friend at work currently, one person I think is kind of close to becoming my friend, particularly because of how much we talk about other things outside of work. Like we don't just talk about work stuff. We talk about some work stuff. But like the other two, that's the other thing. If the only things we ever discuss is work related things, we are not friends, okay? If the only thing we only talk about is work, we are not friends. What that means is the only thing we're enjoying is the fact that we're talking about the job we both work. But if that's the only thing we ever talk about, we're not friends. Like for example, that's why I say I have one coworker who's I think kind of close to becoming my friend, but we have not hung out outside of work yet. That coworker specifically, we talked. Actually, he was the one who approached me earlier this week when he saw the Game Award nominees and stuff, and that was a conversation. Like those are things. Like he's actively talked about other things. We've talked about religion. We've talked about politics. We've talked about women. We've talked about like that. He is the closest. We have still not hung out outside of work, but he is the closest to being my friend outside of work. But the other two, one of which I think just relies on me because he fucking because of the kind of person. It's funny. People don't really realize this, but when you have a friend who's quiet or someone who is just quiet a lot, that means they can kind of probably tell things about you that you yourself don't realize. For example, the person I'm talking about in this specific example is someone who calls me all the time. He engages with me way more than I engage with him. It's not out of disrespect. It's just that he always wants to approach me. He always wants to talk about something work related, or he always just wants to talk. Sometimes this man just calls me just to think. And because I've shown some genuine concern over some of the choices he's made, he's assumed that we're friends. I wouldn't say we're not friends. I would say we're okay. We're better acquaintances. Like I think there's tiers to acquaintanceship that turns into friendship. Like when we first meet, we're just people in the same position. We become acquaintances if we talk a lot while being in that position. But even then, there's tiers to being acquaintances. There's the occasional acquaintance, meaning we talk once in a while and it's always on some decent pleasantries. Then you have another one, the mid tier, where we talk relatively frequently. And then that mid tier going into high tier is where the bleed into friend possibly can happen, where we start getting like somewhat real with each other and having different types of conversations and some variety. And then when we start wanting to hang out outside of work is when I call that a friendship. Right now, I think I have a strong acquaintanceship with one person, and the other two are like in mid tier, which is always interesting to me. Let me see. I know Juice said he had one. When working there, there was like 2 to 3 that considered me a friend. I don't consider anyone in my job as a friend. However, since I left, I've barely interacted with them. Although there are still 2 people I fuck with daily after they left my previous job, and then me later on. So I would say I have about 2 friends from the previous job. People who put a lot of pressure and try to manipulate you for their own convenience. That's because people don't have, like I said, people have a bunch of shit they haven't worked out in their own mental. I can actually see textbook problems in people. Real, like I know one of my coworkers has a need to please everyone. He's a people pleaser, and it's very painful to watch because I can see him being easily manipulated in stupid situations that he shouldn't be manipulated in. I'll give you an example. We recently had to move like a bunch of boxes between different offices, right? And so we kind of start creating this cool little chain where we pass a box along and then we would put it in the room, and it became like this cool thing, so it wasn't anything too crazy. I remember at one point we were sitting there moving boxes, and one of the other coworkers is like, no, the guy I'm talking about was struggling with one of the boxes for a quick second, and one of my other coworkers is like, man, let me get that for you. I don't want you to, I said, I don't want you to strain yourself. And I was like, yeah, we don't want you to get, well, it's like, listen, this ain't a competition. If you need to take a break, go ahead and take a break. And his ego wouldn't let him. And I was like, I wonder if I can make him over try hard in this situation. And all you got to do is poke out one little jab that fucked with the ego. Absolute domination, bro. I don't know if it was me or the coworker. One of us said something as a joke. He's like, nah, you ain't about to talk. Oh, I made a joke in referencing that he wasn't picking up the boxes with the right technique. Like his body posture was off. And that for some reason got him tight. And what he proceeded to do is then become Hulk for like 30 minutes and just start like 3 boxes at a time, 4 boxes at a time, just overcompensating. And I'm like, I shouldn't be able to get a rise out of you like that. And I shouldn't be able to know how easy it is to get a rise out of you like that. That's some stuff that low key would freaking make you lose respect for someone. I have 2 people from work I consider friends. They're also coming tomorrow for a Friendsgiving potluck in my house alongside my wife's friends. See, that makes sense though. That's how you can tell friendship is if you're willing to invite. Well, inviting them over your house is always kind of like a crazy thing to me. If you're not friends, usually friends is the people you invite to the house, right? That's how you know you connected with individuals, is if there is a willingness to do that. So Tyrone is your friend from your rules. Yeah, Tyrone's a friend, absolutely. Tyrone's a friend. Richie's a friend. Yeah, squad, we got friends, right? Friend groups are probably the worst though. I've learned is because just because you're all in the same friend group doesn't mean you have the same level of friendship with everybody. I think everyone has seen this when you've been in a group of friends and you obviously click with like 1 or 2 people, but you don't click with the whole group. But you're in a whole group, so like it creates the situation. It was a realization I came to, I want to say last year, where I realized I didn't associate with certain people nearly as much as I did with other people. But we're still out here calling everyone our friends. And I'm like, I don't know if that's still a valid statement, right? I think some of us are cool with each other, but like friend groups is kind of different because you can only be, it depends. It also depends on the circumstances of the friend group. But most friend groups, it's like you're cool with like at least one person, and that person pulls you into this group with other people, and then those other people you either become friends with or maintain a neutral feeling with. That's why I don't really like friend groups in the traditional sense of acknowledging that we're all friends in the friend group. I think we're all cool, but saying we're all friends in the friend group to me is a bigger deal. Because I don't get along with everybody in the friend group in the same way I get along with some of the other people. Like, the way I get along with Tyrone isn't necessarily the same way I get along with like 4 or 5 other different people. Like, it's very much a tiered system. But you know, the moment you say, I think the worst thing, it's actually ironically enough, I think this is probably what the I love you conversation is with like with a partner you have, is when one person says I love you way before the other person, and you almost get suspicious about it. Like, for example, both of these people I talked about at work very much consider me a friend. They literally call me a friend, and they both have my personal cell phone number. Not my work number, but my personal phone number. And they openly say, oh no, we're friends. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But see, I say it like that because I'm like, we're cool. I don't know if I would say we were friends, especially because they're in like completely different places in their lives. Like, one of them is married and the other one is probably closer to me in terms of like where they're at in their life. But still, I'm like, I don't know if I throw that word out so casually. It's the same thing when like your partner says I love you way early in the relationship and you're not even emotionally there yet. And so now it's just weird because they've said I love you and now you feel this pressure to say it back. But you're like, I don't know though. I can't, it's hard for me to call. It's hard for me to say I love you too. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we've only been dating for like a couple of weeks going into like our first month or so. It's weird that you said I love you so quickly. And like, it almost, if anything, it's almost like a prequel to the fall of the relationship without just outright saying that's what it is. I don't even know how we got on this fucking topic, but we're here, I guess. I think people need to become better judges of relationships. The funny thing is also because if anything bad happens with those relationships, they'll then turn it into, that's why I don't have friends. What triggered me back in my job is being called their work boyfriend. Yeah, I only recently had to deal with the term work husband, and I don't like that term either. It's weird, especially when people say it and they're married. I had a woman say, oh, work husband, and I'm like, and then she was like, oh, and I'm married. And I'm like, and I think it bothers me with that one. I think it bothers me with people who are like, over work bestie is lame. Get the fuck out of here, dog. It's like people trying to make fucking like lines in the sand without acknowledging how weird it is to try to make lines in the sand. Work boyfriend, what did I walk into? No, just conversations about the concept of friends at work and if they're actually your friends at work. Like, Donnie, I'll ask you since I asked everyone else in the chat. How many people at your job do you consider your friend? And how many people at your job consider you their friend? Because like I said, if I'm not willing to hang out with you outside of work, then we're probably not friends. That's the way I always looked at it. If we don't hang outside of work, then we're probably not friends. 5? You have 5 friends or 5 people who consider you their friend? Because then my question, out of those 5, how many do you think you're actually friends with? Like I said, I think people don't understand the concept of friendship and relationships, so they say things that make sense. Both. So people that consider you their friend and you consider, okay, all right, that's fine. At least work related. No. See, that's my problem. If y'all are not cool outside of work, that's my problem. At least for me, anyway. We're not friends if we're only cool at work. Like, if I don't want to hang out with you outside of work, then we're not friends yet. And now I'm not saying that has to happen under a certain time period, but I'm saying you should want to hang out with people. Friends are people you want to hang out with regardless of the situation. If I only want to hang out with you at work, that probably means I don't want to deal with you outside of work. Yeah. Whew. I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense, Donnie. But the point I was talking about, the reason why we brought up the work boyfriend or the work husband and stuff, those are people who don't understand how relationships work. in my opinion, which is crazy because the women who call someone their work husband are usually married. Like I've seen married women be like, work husband. Why are you calling me that, bro? You have a whole husband at the house. And I think it bothered me specifically from one lady who said it because I'm like, we don't talk. There are a couple people at work who said it, who, if they said it, would make more sense because of how much we engage at work. I still wouldn't care for it, but at least it would make sense on the amount of times we interact. One of the women who said it to me do not interact with me at all. Hell, I'm like 90% sure she didn't even know my name fully. So I'm like, how are you considering me work husband at all? You know how crazy it is to get a woman to call like a man her husband, let alone a man who isn't married to her? Like, those are people who need to work out some relationships in their life, bro. Like, they absolutely got some stuff going on that they have not worked out, and it's become painfully apparent that, like, yeah, you need to go get your shit together before you say anything else, bro. Before you say anything else, you need to go get your shit worked out. And some people might get mad when I say this stuff like that, but that's just the truth. Man, sounds like some roach. Is that what that is? A roach? When did we get cockroach emojis? Have we always had cockroach emojis? I don't even see where that emoji came from. I got curious. All right. It's not that important. Let me get out of here. Anyways, but yeah, that's always been like an interesting thing to me. I think those women have not worked out some relationship, bro. That woman definitely needs to work on her stuff. Because if you're calling people your work husband, ooh, that's spooky. While being married, ooh, that's spooky. And that's like a major thing, bro. I think women have probably harder problems with friendship than men do, though. And that's just a personal opinion. The reason why is because women are really good at being nice and then not meaning it. Most guys who don't fuck with you are pretty open about not fucking with you. I was called that from someone, but it was a complicated relationship. I think you told us about this, Richie, so I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm pretty sure you've talked about it with us before. But no, I think women have a harder way. And I will say that one of the things that make it hard is actually for male friends, for girls. Girls like having male friends because men are a lot more honest in general, like, conversation. Like I said, women are really good at pretending to be nice and to be good people without being good people. Men are pretty straightforward. If we don't fuck with you, we just don't fuck with you. It's just that simple. Women will not fuck with you. Nice girls aren't nice to you because they're special. They're nice to everyone. Oh, no. That is true, Studio. That is very true. He hit me with a quote. He hit me with one of the strongest quotes in the anime game. Oh, not the Hikigaya quote. And unfortunately, we don't have really a woman here for her perspective. But from my understanding, women, that's why, I don't know, I'm pretty sure almost all of us know a woman who hates dealing with women almost as much as guys do because of the BS that women put people through. And then we get into, obviously, the notorious male friendships with women, which is always a dangerous situation, right? Because men being friends with women is like this, I don't know, bro. Are we friends, or am I just waiting for you to realize that I'm attractive enough to date? Like, what's going on here? And I think there's always going to be some weirdness with a male friendship. I know a bunch, and some of them are hypocrites when they do the same. Of course, women are. Oh, why did the chat glitch out? That's weird. Hold on. Is it back? Is it back? Is it back? Okay, there we go. The chat went on AFK on stream. That's crazy. But yeah, male relationship with women will always be weird, right? There are some women who have accepted a certain role in their life with that particular man, and they can function with that man moving forward because they're on that page. And then, but like, I'll give you an example. I don't bring this up because it's not really the most cool thing to happen, but I think every guy's gone through it, right? So there was a girl I was cool with, for years actually, like absolutely just years. We were cool, and she does the same stereotypical thing all female girls do with their male friends. They sit there and they complain about their relationships. Da 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 da. He's doing this to me. I don't like this about him. Maybe I can accept this. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to date that. And then you give them a bunch of fucking advice and they don't fucking take it. And they're like, you're not always right, Terrell. You're not always right. And then they don't take your advice. And they're like, he still did he still did this to me. And how did this happen? Right? So I go through that whole process and we were cool for years. Relatively supportive. She was on some activity that realistically was kind of sketchy to me back then, but you're not my girlfriend, so I don't really care that much. And I think it was like the last year of us hanging out, which I don't remember. I even ended up seeing her when I went to when I went to her state. So like we ended up like hanging out in her apartment, I believe. So we were cool. And then I remember she had finished college and she had moved home and she was having boy trouble. And I had just offhandedly said something along the lines of, well, what about me? It's a very stereotypical thing of guys in that position to do. And she took it as such a betrayal that I would even suggest it, right? And the reason why is because women have a lot of trust issues because women they don't trust. And the women that get along with guys, they're cool with, but most of those guys are like attracted to her. And then it becomes this, well, I just want someone to be my friend. Why we got to date? Da 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 da. Which is true. But if I think you're attractive, that thought will always be lingering in the back of my mind. And I recognize with myself that was me in a moment of weakness. I apologized, and it did not matter because she didn't associate with me after that. Like I think she still has me added as a friend on Facebook, but she doesn't talk to me anymore, like at all. And that's an L I have to take because I recognize that that's just women take male friendships very seriously, and even in some cases more than female friendships. Because with female friendships, if it goes left, it goes left. With a male friendship, that is probably a guy she genuinely gets along with, and was angry that it did not. That she lost such a good friend about it. And I think that's how the girl in my situation took it. She was like, he's just another guy who just wants to date me. And it just bummed her the fuck out. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why she would feel that way. You gotta be careful dealing with female friends. I learned that I gotta treat my female friends like they're men. Otherwise, I'll be nicer than I need to be. That is true too. That happens a lot. That is so true. I'm not gonna lie. I hate when my female friends vent to me about their boyfriend. So I always take the boyfriend side. That's the best thing to do since reactions from them are funny. It is funny. It's also you don't want to be too supportive. Unfortunately, and it's the funny thing is. Guys are probably more supportive of each other than women are. But if we're that supportive with women, it can easily fall into something else. People can get caught up, feelings can get muddled, and then you're doing the whole friends to lovers thing, but no one knows, and you're all taking guesses. And if you're wrong, then you pretty much kill a friendship at that point. Because I already realized we cannot be like friends if like I'm attracted to you. Like that's just kind of done. That's over. So I have to almost regard you as like a not person, like a not woman. If we're really cool and we're just cool, yeah, you can't be. And you're the opposite sex, yeah, I don't view you as a woman probably half the time. The funny thing is that women are like, why are y'all so mean to each other? I'm like, no, I just talk a lot of shit. This is also a way I can cope. Me being friends with you as a woman is hard. So if I don't disregard your femininity, then it's going to be a problem. Like that. But if you tell a woman that, I've learned that that will also offend a woman. And that's just you being honest about the situation. So what you're saying is that you're attracted to me. I'm saying you're a woman and I'm a man and I like women. So I don't treat you like a woman because one, I don't treat my friends like they're women. So yeah. Like you it's a very dangerous boardwalk you kind of have to walk across and just hope to God it works out. There's no guarantee. There's no like it's just you better hope it works. It may not work, and you just have to take an L. But just be careful. Be careful. These women, like some of these women, don't really understand that like there are certain concessions men do to make those relationships work. And if you play with them, it'll go left. Get that ass on a treadmill, and then we'll talk about a line I heard someone say. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, yo. It's not that I don't understand it, but yo, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. Um, but yeah, that's the general. That I don't know why that all turned into like a whole conversation. I don't really know why, but it's always engaging. And now I'm casually looking at anime news stuff and Black Friday sales. Ladies and gentlemen, what are y'all getting for Black Friday? How much money y'all spending? What kind of financial mistakes are y'all making? Because yeah, yeah. Oh, what? That why can't we just be friends thing is cap. 9% of my coworkers are female, and all are the ones looking in long-term relationships. Are in long-term relationships, consider their boyfriends such husbands as their best friends. It is, but it has to be. Unfortunately, every woman is different, and the rules of engagement are completely different. Like I'm gonna just be real with you. Every woman is different because that sometimes that friends to lovers BS does work. You won't know until you try, but if you just know that when you try, you're willing to risk the friendship over it. Because I think that sometimes isn't acknowledged. You are sometimes gonna have to take an L on some friendships to get to your wife, which some people are fine with because if your wife is your best friend, then you're risking generic friendships for your best friend. The only thing I am spending money on will probably be some parts to fix things. Like what? Like fix what specifically? Like are we talking about computers, your car? Like what? Home? No, what I'm saying is that they become best friends after they start dating. Oh, that's such a weird transition though. Tech stuff, not buildings. Hey man, I respect the tech. I respect the tech grind. So essentially, it's like the friendship thing has. It's almost with your future wife or future husband. The friendship has to come after the attraction, which is weird. So essentially, we go out under the premise of I'm attracted to you, and then after we acknowledge the attraction, then we just become friends, and then we become best friends that we also like to have sex with, and then it's like, oh, I might be in love. Also, apparently, My Hero Academia's manga final volume adds 38 pages of new content following the original ending. The official X Twitter account for Koei Horikoshi, My Hero's manga reveal that its final volume will include 38 pages of new content that take place after the original ending. Why though? What 38 pages would you even do for that, bro? That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting when that happens. But we won't get to see any of that until it happens. Um Sorry, I'm like scrolling through News Network. We're getting a better manga ending with this one. I mean, don't get your hopes up. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Um I'm scrolling around just to see if there's any other news worth acknowledging. No. No. I'm gonna copy that later. Da 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 da. Sakura's a hot mess and Adore Valley. Sir. I don't recognize any of those manga titles. I might click that anyway though. Nah, we ain't. It won't even. It'll be like the Attack on Titan. It won't. It won't be like what Attack on Titan did at least. Nope. I like her design though, but that looks like a freaking ecchi. Oh, that definitely is an ecchi. That's a yaoi. Romance. Yuri or Magical Girl? I'm not sure. Romance. Oh god, yaoi. So much yaoi. Sorry. You watched Dandadan? Oh yeah, absolutely. I caught up kind of. I just finished episode 7 earlier today, so I need to watch episode 8. And is 9 out? Or am I wrong? Or is it just 8? I finished 7, so I saw the flashback. But I don't know about episode are we on 8 or 9? I forget. I'll probably watch that after I finish the stream actually. I'm just scrolling through stuff. That's nothing new. Kodokawa. Oh, that's right. We probably should talk about Sony's encroaching on. I'm watching Sub, of course, bro. Oh, 8 just came out. Okay, so 8's the one I need to watch then. So I'm only one episode behind. Bro, saw the thing everyone was on heels over. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, we should probably talk about Sony's encroaching onto the anime industry. I don't know how we feel about this. So here's the problem, and I've said this before. The American anime industry is kind of trash. It's probably been trash, but in my opinion, it's gotten worse for various different reasons. And the monopoly problem has been a big issue as of lately. Between Sony getting Funimation, then they got Aniplex, then they got Crunchyroll, now I'm trying to get Kodokawa. We don't have a lot of American anime industry companies anymore, right? We lost Right Stuff, so now that's just Crunchyroll, and that's like the best, and that was like our best way of getting half of these titles, and some of these titles just don't exist anymore, and that sucks. What is this? Oh, that's just emails. Last thing I'll say about Dandadan, watch Okaru's Ayara scene dub. Peak comedy. Will do. I'll keep that in mind. I'm very conflicted about, I'm like concerned because I'm like, we don't have a lot of companies left. We have like 7 Seas. Anime company wise, we only really have what? Sentai? It was what? Sentai, Viz, Funimation, which we lost. And that was it. And then we had like things like Media Blasters and Geneon and things like that. And ADV. And we don't have any of that crap anymore. All we have now really is Viz, Sentai, and Crunchyroll. Those are our 3 anime dubbing companies. Am I missing one? Someone can correct me. Those are the only 3 I know of. And I guess, well, Discotech I don't think dubs anything though. Yeah, I don't think Discotech Media dubs anything. I think they just release stuff. They release probably more of the niche stuff, but like in terms of dubs, and then on top of that, we have the problem with like translations that's been going on. Where Americans have been running rickshaw with like these wild translations that don't technically convey what the original Japanese was implying. Yeah, that's what I thought. Discotech. So we only have 3 dubbing companies. Viz doesn't release a lot. Viz just has a bunch of heavy hitters, and that's what keeps them relevant. Between Inuyasha and JoJo and Naruto and Bleach, they're kind of just chilling. When you got 2 of the 3 big heavy hitters, yeah. Well, Bang Zoom, the reason why I don't count Bang Zoom is because they're just, at this point, you might as well just call them Crunchyroll, because they distribute essentially under Crunchyroll. Yeah, it just dub shit. It's not really the problem is they don't distribute anything. Sentai and Viz do distribute. Viz is already our king of manga, right? Don't bring up Netflix to me. Don't. don't bring up Netflix to me. Respectfully, don't bring up Netflix to me, bro. How is it? Because Sentai gets a lot of niche shit. It gets a lot of the niche shit, and I think they generally are the better company in terms of giving you more bang for your buck. Like they're the company that like releases a bunch of cool OVAs and promotional stuff that was in the show when it came out. Like their Monster Musume packaging, I think is goated. The only thing they're bad at is their dubs. Their dubs are insanely hit or miss. In most cases being a painful miss. And I do mean a very, very, very painful miss. Like, my God. They cannot get a consistent dub for their life. I hate it. And it just bums me out. But their ability to get some of the smaller shows is kind of the thing I like about them a lot. Sentai is a company that I appreciate and I respect the resilience. But all it's going to take is a hard crash and that's going to be it. That's going to be the fucking ball game. I was looking through the Black Friday sale on Crunchyroll. Man, you know how many freaking manga and anime that I want to buy is just out of stock? And more than likely will not get restocked because, you know, it's not a high-end anime and manga that everyone wants to watch. Yeah, they do get some popular titles, but a lot of their stuff is lower tier. Which isn't necessarily wrong, it's just, you know, it's not big money maker because of it. I'm actually looking now to see what else we got. I'm looking at some of the news. Vampires Next Door. What is this? The Merman in My Tub? I forgot that. Is that still going? I guess not. There's Rama again. Yeah, there's a bunch of Sony stuff. But yeah, I'm just not. Yeah, To Love Ru is another one. I'm just not happy about the idea of losing another company to Sony. Because I don't necessarily think Crunchyroll is better. I think Crunchyroll as a site got better in terms of popularity because it grabbed all the old dubs off of Funimation's site, but it's not really a better overall experience than what we had. You can't blame Crunchyroll on that. Companies just don't print the titles anymore. What can they do? Well, that and you're right in the sense that like physical media is also dying, right? But I think the one thing about the anime industry I like to some degree is that every once in a while we would get some cool like reprints or like re-acknowledgement of old series that were popular in the States. And it just kind of bums me out that isn't really the case anymore. Like, for example, Eyeshield 21 here in the corner down here at the bottom. I have up to volume 23. Now, for those who know, Eyeshield has 37 volumes. As you also know, they don't reprint Eyeshield 21 anymore. Meaning, every volume becomes extremely expensive. I think if I wanted volume like 24, 25, or 26, I would spend hundreds of dollars. Because that's what happens. I just don't like them having a monopoly because then I get less stuff, it feels like. I still gotta deal with Aniplex's dumbass pricing. I want you to understand something. Bakemonogatari has been out since like 2013, I think? And in the States, you can still only buy it for $150. Is it even on sale right now? You know what? Let me look. Is it even on sale right now? It should be. It so much should be. But I bet money it's fucking not. It's going to tick me off. But let's see. Let's see if it's actually on. Let's see. I hate that the Monogatari series is that much. Because it has no reason to be as much as it is. Like, it generally ticks me off. I'm like, why are we still doing this, bro? Like, why are you still, like, overcharging me for a series that's that old? And then I can't watch, like... I can't even, like, watch in a dub or anything. Bakemonogatari doesn't even have a dub. You charge me $150 for a series that doesn't even have a dub, bro. I can't even get Dura Season 2, and that's not even that old. Because why? Because Aniplex didn't freaking didn't like restock the Blu-rays. They didn't even do a collection for it. Baka. I forgot to spell Monogatari. Oh my god. Monogatari. Baka Monogatari. The second season, $343. No, my bad. The final season, $343. The second season's $174. That's the novel. Kizu Monogatari is $50, but I don't think that's definitely... That's a part one. Oh, great. Ooh, look at all the part ones I don't want to deal with. Why do I feel like Monogatari season 1 is no longer able to be bought? Because I don't see it, and that's kind of concerning, because it used to... Oh, no. It's gone, isn't it? Persona 5 animation. Nope. That's a crazy amount for a series that has shitty animation. How are you charging me $200 for that series when it wasn't even a good adaptation of the source material? It was a mediocre adaptation with even mediocre animation. Like, what the fuck? Monogatari. There we go, Monogatari. Please tell me I can buy the first season on Amazon. That's the second season. No. Is that lost now? Damn it. That also makes me mad when the second season of a show is available, but not the first season. Like, why would I want the second season and not the first season? I think that's the one that ticks me off with that. I'm like, come on, bro. That's why I don't like Aniplex. I also can't get Silver Spoon anymore. That one just bums me out because I'm... That's not right. That can't be right. Oh, it's from like Korea, isn't it? Yeah, it is from Korea. I hate those. I want to just get official copies. I can't do it. Why not? Because it's $150 fucking dollars, and it's been that for over a decade. To me, how is that the one thing that never depreciated in freaking value? Shit's absurd. Yeah, you can't even get Bakemonogatari now. The first season's already out of print. Hold on, let me make sure. Crunchyroll could have been lying to me. Because I said Monogatari, which is technically not Bakemonogatari. It's going to at least say it's just sold out. It's not even going to send me that. Oh, here's the manga that I didn't know existed. I'm not surprised. I just didn't know it existed. Oh, and then there's the novels. Yep, you can't even get the first season anymore. Aniplex has finally run out of that. I hate it. I'm gonna lose as a fan of this. I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna lose. It's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna lose. Sucks. It really sucks. And that's why it makes me mad when certain things aren't even available for streaming. Like, the Japanese episodes of Pokemon. Now, granted, that's not anyone's fault but Pokemon's. Absolutely. Being an anime fan in North America sounds like it sucks. Oh, it absolutely does. Like, even if I go through this stuff over here, how many of this stuff you can't buy anymore? I think you can't get the Wagneria seasons anymore. I recently, I think a couple of months ago, finally bought the Blu-rays, and these things are freaking, what is it? These things are like rare. These things, I think I spent probably over $100 just for both of these, and this is just the third season. This is the third season I spent all this money for. You know how much stuff I have on this collection that's already considered rare? The Kimi no Todoke box sets for seasons 1 and 2, rare. Wagneria, rare. Gurren Lagann Blu-rays that I didn't need to buy, but I'm a dirty whore, and that's why I have them. The original Gurren Lagann collection, the Beautiful Joe episodes. Hence why Beautiful Joe's over here. I think these are rare. Just JoJo Part 4. Grenadier, I think they re-released on Blu-ray somewhat recently, so that one's probably still fine. Paranoid Agent is kind of new. Afro Samurai, I think it's still fine. Zatch Bell, you can't even get this collection anymore. Whoops, I grabbed Dragon Ball when I said Zatch Bell. This collection doesn't even show up. You can't even, it's not even listed anywhere. It's just, this is it. And this is just the dub episodes. This is just rare. Freaking rare. That's just my top row. I think of my top row. I got the Tenchi OVA. Was that Ryoki or Ryo? No, it's the first Tenchi Muyo DVD. Like the Genion one. The Genion signature thing. Freaking, that's, pretty sure you can't get that anymore. I don't know if Cat Planet Cuties is still available. I should even check. I haven't even checked. Let's see. I think Cat Planet Cuties is probably still available. It's probably like a Blu-ray or something. Let me see. Cat Planet. Let me see. Is it? Can you buy Cat Planet Cuties? Yeah, you can. It's on back order, but you can buy it. It's not the special edition, but you can still buy it. And that's like $16? $25? That makes sense. So in this group, all the NIS stuff is rare. Some of the Aniplex stuff. And then some old stuff. And then on the second row, My Bride is a Mermaid. I'm pretty sure that's not rare. Azumanga Daioh better not be fucking rare. Snafu is kind of rare. I can't even get the third season. I tried to buy the third season. Oh, it's out of stock. We'll let you know when it comes back in stock. It didn't let me know it came back in stock. Freaking hate it. Sekirei. The first season of Sekirei is considered rare. I actually have that, and it's crazy to me because Sekirei isn't like crazy old. It's like 2009, 10. That one's also rare. What else? I don't even know about All My Goddess. Is All My Goddess rare? I have the first 2 seasons, I believe. Oh My Goddess. That is the one series that still hurts me in my soul. And don't ask me why. It hits me in my soul. That was like the first time, like that first episode really hit me when Keiichi was talking about like all of his unredeeming aspects of himself as a person, and she was like, that doesn't mean you don't have a beautiful soul. And I was like, they don't even have the anime for Oh My God, it's just the manga volumes. And it's just Oh My God only has, this gotta be more than 7, right? Okay, that's what I thought. We're on volume 47, and Oh My God is on volume 47, and the only volumes you can get is 1 through 7 and 47? Oh no. Are you serious? That's crazy. We have 47 volumes, and the only ones we can get is volumes 1 through 7, and then number 47. When did this even come out? When did 47 even come out? I didn't know they were still releasing Oh My God, his volumes in the States. Does it tell me? It doesn't tell me, does it? Right Stuff used to have dates for releases for this stuff. They don't even have that. That just kind of ticks me off. You're supposed to do notifications because when stuff goes back in stock, I always get emails. I did do notifications. I just didn't get an email about it. It's still not back in stock. You know who's got the power? You know who's got to catch that spell. What else? Let's see. There's some One Piece films, some Ghibli films. Nerimon Daikon Brothers. I don't know how many of you even know what that is. It's kind of underrated. Bimbo Gamiga or Good Luck Girl. Blood Lad, which is Viz's release. Not a bad release. And Blood Lad actually was a pretty enjoyable series. And I actually do like their little, it's not like a crazy special edition, but it looks good. Like, I think this is like a good aesthetic. Blood Lad was like a cool parody show that just didn't get as much as I would like it to. But it's still I think this is a good release for it. A very good release for it. I just wish Viz would do more releases. Blue Lab was such a weird choice for them to do. It's like when they did what was it, Excel World, and then they also did. I feel like I'm missing something. It was on Neon Alley, which for those of you who remember Neon Alley, you're a real one. Let's see. Yeah, those are both of the All My Goddess seasons. FLCL, Fully Cooley, Steins Gate, which I'm pretty sure is still available. I don't know if Angel Beat and Mayo Cheeky are available. And then I got FMA Brotherhood, which is available, it's just expensive. Samurai Girls, Devil's a Part-Timer, which is probably available because the second season's available. Naruto, which is obviously available. Durara, which I don't think you can get any of. I have the first season twice. I have this freaking big ass thing up here, the Blu-ray. You saw? Don't tell me that. R.I.P. the best father in FMA. Anything Sekirei season 2 related gets deleted off of YouTube. That's true. Very true. Although it's still popular conversation. People don't realize, like, I did that video about Sekirei. That video still gets comments every once in a while. What was I about to look up? I was about to look up, was it Samurai Girls? No, Dura. Let me look up Dura. I wanted to get season 2 for Dura because I actually like the second season of Dura. But my problem is that Dura's second season is incredibly hard to get. And I hate it. They don't even have anything anime related for Dura available. It's literally just the manga. It's not even the main manga. Well, some of it is. Some of it's the main manga, but the majority of it is the fucking sequel manga, the SH manga. That's such a shame. And that's the problem. You can't put stuff on wishlist, Red Dragon, when it doesn't even show you as an option. So Dura is another one that's just out. You got to go to eBay and start searching. So that's trash. Clannad, I'm pretty sure is still available. Elfen Lied better be available. Actually, Elfen Lied is somewhat recent. Well, I say that, but I've been wrong. 100 Girlfriends manga, which is what all this is right here. Infinite Stratos, maybe. Then I got Mahabarajo. Mahabarajo is still one of the first harems I watched. Because I watched it technically before Sekirei. I don't even know any people who even have this series. This is an ADV release. How many of y'all even have or know what this is? This is like a 2005. This was the freaking this was one of the first series I did that whole episode 1 part 1 on YouTube, episode 1 part 2 YouTube, episode 1 part 3 YouTube, episode 2 part 1 YouTube. I did that for this series like crazy. I bet you this series, I've never actually looked this up on eBay because I know it's not on Crunchyroll. I already know it's not on Crunchyroll. This series doesn't even get mentioned at all because it's kind of a dumpster fire in some ways. I think it's better than people give it credit for. But it is very it's very generic by harem standards. But I think it goes in an interesting way, especially for the second season. Maybe URAHO. I don't know if I agree with that statement if it's at its best. Let me see. What is that? Is that the box set? Oh, those are like the... Okay, I think I have the thin pack one. Well, that doesn't even look right. It doesn't even look the same thing. Yeah, it's like a completely different... That's got to be an older release. The fact that it goes for $45 is kind of surprising. But this is also like a niche series. Yeah, this doesn't even have a lot of value to it. It's like $40. Yep. The one I have is like $40. Which I'm not too surprised with because Mahabarajo isn't insanely popular. Sekirei, on the other hand, Man, that Segway collection. How much is that going for now? Let's see. I hate that I've done this like 3 or 4 times. The Segway Blu-ray combo goes for $100. Just the first season. Check the light novels for it. Ah, we'll do. Yeah, but even the Segway Blu-ray for the first season goes for $100, which is crazy. It's this. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. It's the other one I have in here, but it's this. Let's see. And the funny thing is, I bought this later. This particular version, goes for $100 currently, which is crazy to me. The second season goes kind of expensive too. I realistically probably could sell both of these for an absurd price. But see, I like Segway, which is why I don't sell it. But it's very much. This is gonna be a series that kind of blows up in the future. And then of course I have more stuff, but that's just the stuff I currently have out. I still need to go through Steins Gate. I have the collection for Steins Gate right there. I have yet to go through it like I should though, and that's my fault. When Terrell buy the light novels, oh Lord, relax. All right, listen. I would like to have all 3 seasons of the anime, please. It's just that I need them to freaking get off of the back order, please and thank you. My God, we out here suffering, and Sony's taking the money. It's a double whammy. What do you want me to do? Everything sucks. I hate it. Hello, it's your boy Terrell, the Insane Game Freak. I hate it here. How are you doing today? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not in love with where the anime industry is going in the States, but like realistically, it's the death of physical media plus the monopoly. So what do you freaking do? If I want to support any of these series, I'm kind of screwed. And I do want to own some of them. I want to get the collection for Eyeshield. And I can't. I bet you I can get Eyeshield in Japan. I just can't get it in the States, which, is a problem because I want it in the States, please and thank you. I need to go ahead and buy all the Black Clover volumes before that goes out of print. Because I can easily see it going out of print. So that's something to keep in mind of. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think there was anything else newsworthy to go through, was there? I don't know. Hold on. You. Let me chill out. I always forget that hentai is still being made. So it sometimes throws me off when I see it. I think everyone goes through a hentai phase and then they kind of just move on. But man, I was just like, what is that? My brain went, what is that? I'm like, oh, that's hentai. Never mind. I see what that is. Let's see. None of this is like interesting to me. It kind of bums me out. I forgot hentai is still being made. Black Clover isn't going out of print. Viz will never stop printing popular titles. I don't know if Black Clover is popular is my point, Red Dragon. Black Clover's manga is in such a weird spot right now in Japan, let alone in the States. I don't know where it's at sales-wise. Let me see. I just want some revivals. That's what I want. Like, let me get the occasional revival. If I can get the occasional revival for certain shows, I'd be fine. But they won't give it to me because they want me to suffer, and I hate it. I hate it. It's the lesser titles like Undead Unluck. And Yozakura, I'm not surprised about that. But see, which is the series I don't care to have, ironically enough. Which is always kind of funny in retrospect. Um, I want another season to engage the Identify. That's what I want. I really do want that one, but I'm not going to get it. Especially because the original series it's based off of was like a comedy series. They were just able to expand into an episode into like actual show. Let's see. That's Daima. Yeah, I don't think there's any more news anime wise to look at. But yeah, I think that's it for it tonight, guys. I think I'm gonna chill. I think I'm gonna go watch episode 8 of Don to Don and chill out. And then I'll, obviously be streaming more this week. So just look forward to what is it? Persona tomorrow? Yeah, Persona. And then probably I might double up on Sunday. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. The problem is that we still got Turkey Day and Black Friday, so I don't know what I'm doing on those days. But yeah. And then I guess I'll casually be playing my stuff. Brothership is on Tuesday, Richie. You have to wait until Tuesday. Don't ask me any questions. Just know that on what is that? Yeah, Tuesday. My brain was thinking of something else. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go watch Don to Don. Thank you guys for watching, though. Thank you guys for the support. I hate that it wasn't as much interesting things to talk about, but I hope you guys are still entertained because I realize the anime collection thing is something redundant. Like I know I've brought that stuff up already, so this is like repeat information, and I hate doing that. But then again, when you record videos for over a decade, this is what happens. You hit some redundancy spots. So I got to do better next time. Maybe I'll rent out a dragon and put it in my room or something. I don't know. I'm not waiting for nothing, Forward. As your name suggests, I have to move forward. I have to press on, no matter how hard it gets. Because we don't quit. We never quit. All right, I'm going to stop. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. I'm pretty sure Tyrone is streaming right now, so go support him. This has been your boy, the Insane Gang. Freak. I'm going to try to do another short, so look forward to that. Life is indeed a gang. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Jaeger. You have any idea who you're talking to? Jaeger.